Hello, I'm Pam of HealingStars.com. This is the chart for the new moon, 18th of November 2017, set for London, and it's GMT and it's 11:42 a.m. Now I'm using the correct, astrological symbols, the glyphs they're called, and I've also set it for London for a very good reason. I've also set the aspects to 5 degrees. What that means is what you're seeing is a very intense picture. When planets are 5 degrees apart, they are very potent, very strong. And the most striking thing about this particular new moon is Mars. Mars 16, almost 17 degrees of Libra, making a right angle to Pluto at 17 degrees of Capricorn. Now, they've come together before, but this is always a tough time. Mars, the god of war, Pluto, the god of the underworld, the underground. And the news of the week, I would say, would be what's happening in Zimbabwe with President Mugabe, who's 93, my goodness, who's been there for 30 years. And this is a power play on a big scale. So this issue of Mars and Pluto squaring off, because that's actually what they're doing in the sky, is a fight. Mars is a fight, and it's fighting something big. Pluto is the god of the underworld. This is powerful stuff. Pluto is associated with things such as the mafia, the underworld, the things we can't see. But they also, in a positive way, Pluto sits on the buried treasure. So there is treasure, there are gifts. But Mars and Pluto together, no one gives up, right? You fight to the death. So just be aware of that going on in your world. If you're caught in any kind of a power struggle or a fight, look for the higher purpose of it. Look for the quote I've often used: do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? So that's the big news, the big event. The ongoing event would be Saturn, now 26 of Sagittarius. It's just moved past, for the last time, a square to Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer archetype. So deep wounds, because Chiron is in Pisces, you might have been experiencing a resurgence of some hidden wound coming up for you. Mars will trigger it, that's for sure, but also Saturn with Chiron is giving that overtone to this particular new moon. The new moon is at 26 degrees of Scorpio. Here's the sun and moon in the UK. They're right at the midday, almost the midday, the top of the chart. And Scorpio is in turn governed by traditionally Mars and also Pluto. So we go, whoa, this is very significant at this time. That's why I've asked you to look for the higher purpose. Venus and Jupiter, they joined in the sky just a week ago. Always a good thing because they're both benefic planets. And at this time, at this new moon, Venus is at 13 of Scorpio, and look at all the blue lines. The blue lines represent flow. They represent an ease of connection. They're friends. So notice how many friends there are in this particular chart. There's some tough energies going on here, but there's friendships as well. So the friendship of Venus in Scorpio with Neptune, and you can bring in Jupiter at this time as well, is very much a very, very psychic, very healing, very much with the energy of Scorpio is about surrender at its best. It's the phoenix that rises above adversity. So we have Sun and Moon with Chiron, the archetype of the healer, Venus and Jupiter with Neptune. Very, very healing. Mercury is also of interest. Mercury is in a very good connection to the North Node of the Moon here in Leo. It's also very powerfully connected to Mars, which is occurring on Friday, the 17th of November, and it still holds true. So think of this, new moon always are seeds. So there's a good seed with Mercury, the messenger, bringing diplomacy, which is Libra's energy, to the forum, the energy of the next month. We also have, what else do we have here? We have the ongoing, and it is ongoing, Saturn and Uranus. Uranus is the new, Saturn's the old, and that is a very, very tight trine, flow of energy. Because Saturn is moving forward now, and it's not exactly speeding, but it will change sign by the end of the year into Capricorn. But we still have this combination, which is quite magical, to bring Saturn's energy, grounding, discipline, being real in inverted commas, but being very grounded, being in the world itself, being practical. Connected to Uranus, which is all about the extraordinary, the genius, the sparks of ideas that come in. I often say, I'm teaching myself as I speak, bring your ideas into reality. So if you've got that genius idea, please put it on paper. Write it down, especially with your hands, because the hand is that heart connection to, that's the whole point of writing by hand, rather than the typing on the computer. Visualize it in your mind as well. Because Mercury is also making a wonderful trine to that North Node, there's that ability to kind of almost see into the future, I believe with that, and that Mercury energy is going to change. Mercury is going to go retrograde in December, so we're now going through that shadow phase of Mercury to kind of download, as in Mercury, download whatever's coming through to you. One other thing I notice in this chart is Saturn at 26 of Sagittarius. This is what is called the galactic center. If you have a planet, any planet near to 26, so easily 24 to 28 of Sagittarius, you're what is known as a galactic ambassador. It means your message to the world is very important for the planet, for our galaxy. The galaxy is where the sun, the solar system, moves around the galactic center. It's very connected to the Mayans, and they knew about this. They studied it. And scientists over the last, I can't remember how it is, but scientists have heard a noise from that place that they have recorded. It's as if the galaxy, the stars, want to communicate with us at this time. The sun will change sign on the 22nd. It will move into Sagittarius. So then we get the sun joining with Saturn later on, but that's the next month. Plant your seed. Be aware of your power, that's Pluto and Mars. Be aware of using the wisdom that comes from Jupiter and Saturn, and have a great new moon. Rituals, any small rituals you do at new moons are very powerful. Scorpio is also very strongly, I am a Scorpio, about letting go of old stuff. I've been throwing away things recently. I think, I've never used this for like 10 years, throw it away. I threw something away, I had moss balls, I'm not going to remake it into something, no, just let it go. And that's my final thing for you. Let go, please, of grievances, of power struggles, that's Mars, Pluto energy, and keep breathing as we move into the new sign next week of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is about hope. It's about the future. It's about being the missionary. Thank you for watching. Carruthers, HealingStars.com.